Bucky Barnes, the Hydra arm.
Over the years, Bucky has had a total of 3 cybernetic prosthetics. The very first one was his titanium arm provided by Hydra when they rescued him after he fell off the train into a freezing lake in the first Avenger. Although the arm isn't detachable, it offers other benefits. His strength is even greater than Captain America's, once ripping open an S.H.I.E.L.D. armored SUV. He was even able to tear apart Sam Wilson's Exo-7 Falcon. But it's not as flexible as a regular arm. All of this put together makes Bucky a fighter capable of going toe-to-toe with heavy hitters like Captain America and Iron Man.
Bucky Barnes' advanced Hydra arm.
In Civil War, the design changed.
You have a metal arm?
It was never made clear who made these changes, although in the comics, the arm went through several upgrades. In the MCU, it was shown to counter one of the greatest weaknesses of cybernetic arms: electromagnetic pulses. It resisted Iron Man's repulsors, although not fully, and it was shown to have better coordination in its hand-to-hand combat. In the comics, it's shown to have concealed weaponry such as a flamethrower, firearms, and a grappling hook launcher, and it can even be remotely controlled or detached. Bucky used this feature to knock out several Hydra scientists.
Bucky Barnes, Shuri's Vibranium upgrade.
After he was sent to Wakanda to remove his Hydra programming, he received the Vibranium arm from T'Challa, developed by Shuri. He could now absorb kinetic energy, and it greatly boosted his strength. Bucky could now withstand explosions, react more quickly thanks to the arm being integrated with his nervous system, and even blocked attacks from Vibranium weapons. It also has a built-in deactivation protocol should his Hydra programming resurface.
Nebula's enhanced arm.
Before Nebula showed up in Guardians of the Galaxy, her left arm was already fully cybernetic, and each loss to Gamora prompted Thanos to upgrade it more and more. It had super strength and durability. She could also reset her bones and joints and partially reshape her body. With Rocket's Infinity War upgrades, though, the arm now has built-in energy projection, letting her fire an energy blade or pulse beams, and the arm can fully shapeshift. It can turn into a blaster that can fire concussive blasts and a long energy blade. The arm can charge itself for denser, heavier strikes, and even helps Nebula with mobility.
Klaue's mining tool.
After a disagreement with Ultron, Ulysses Klaue accused Ultron of being Tony's accomplice. He soon found out how wrong he was and lost his arm in the process. Soon replaced with a prosthetic arm, then later upgraded to a Vibranium tech arm, the port in the wrist lets it fire off concussive pulse waves. These are no joke. They can shatter vehicles, one-hit most targets, and disrupt nanotechnology. They removed all the charged kinetic energy within the Panther habit suit. The projection is so strong that it can even shatter Vibranium, one of the strongest materials in all of Marvel. Cable's high-tech casing. In the 1991 X-Factor storyline, Apocalypse infects Cable with the techno-organic virus. After being taken to the future by the clan Ascani, he met Forge, who outfitted him with a robotic arm casing that assisted his left arm. It can fire missiles, extend fingers that let Cable carry several items, and once, the robotic casing even held a time travel device inside. With the scimitar, an Ascani weapon that lets him channel his psionic powers, Cable is a versatile opponent for anyone to go up against.
Cull Obsidian's arm blade.
A member of the Black Order in Infinity War, Wong partially sent Cull Obsidian through a portal, closing it before he could pass through, thus severing his arm. Obsidian had the stump replaced with a prosthetic that could turn into a short blade. It was strong enough to trade hands with Banner in the Hulkbuster 2.0, though ultimately it was destroyed when Banner sent him flying into the Wakandan barrier, causing an explosion.
Phil Coulson's prosthetic left hand.
Coulson lost his arm to Alphonso Mackenzie to prevent his body from petrifying any further. The prosthetic was designed and outfitted by Leo Fitz. While it comes with the usual benefits of higher strength, it has some unique quirks. It can scan fingerprints via handshakes, jam audio signals, and remotely create EMPs. It's also able to create an energy shield that can withstand explosions, but it can be used offensively too. Once the hand got an upgrade, it allowed Coulson to project X-rays that could see through surfaces. Coulson can even remotely control vehicles, such as a Quinjet, thanks to the holographic interface on the prosthetic. And last but not least, he can make calls with his hand.
Yoyo's sleep mech arm.
Alphonso Mackenzie salvaged the arms off of a sleeper mech she brought to the lighthouse, to replace Yoyo Rodriguez's missing limbs, severed by Hale's chakram during the St. Louis Aerospace Facility infiltration. Once the arms were grafted, they initially needed to be recalibrated, as the power and speed of the arms were too much. The interface of the arms overloaded her nervous system. Once they were recalibrated, she was able to take full advantage of her super speed and strength. This allowed her to do an incredible amount of civilian rescue work during the Battle of Chicago.
Donald Pierce's cybernetic arm.
In the comics, during an intense clash with Psylocke, Pierce lost his arm, which was then replaced with a cybernetic arm amped with hydraulics. This allows him to lift up to 10 tons, which is Spidey levels of strength. Alongside super speed and durability, what makes him very dangerous is that the hydraulics give him 24 hours worth of stamina. Much like Nebula, Pierce can also morph these robotic arms into weapons such as 6-inch razor nails, projectile knives, razor blades, or micro-missiles that can fire plasma.
Bonus arms.
Marvel has as many timelines caused by wonky time travel physics
Time doesn't work that way. Changing the past doesn't change the future.
as it has high-tech prosthetic arms, and some of those actually showcase familiar faces with new prosthetics or injuries.
Wolverine's Age of Apocalypse arm.
Age of Apocalypse is an alternate continuity that showcases a Wolverine, called Weapon X in this world, who had been experimented on by Apocalypse, enhancing his feral urges. In a heated battle with a now evil Cyclops, he lost his hand. Wolverine usually can regenerate from anything, but missing limbs are a weakness. He can still extend his adamantium claws out of the stump, though, which is quite gnarly.
Hawkeye's cybernetic prosthetic. What if?
Episode 8 of Marvel's What If? Disney Plus animated series showcased a future where Ultron won, and it had Hawkeye with a severed arm and a high-tech cybernetic replacement. This mechanical arm has an interface that is synced with his advanced bow. He no longer needs to grip with both hands, giving seamless draw and release, and his draw strength is incredibly strong. He can fire energy arrows and tech bolts, and can even trade punches with Ultron sentries.
Magik's armor arm plate.
First appearing in the 1980s New Mutants, Magik's armored arm plate is the only arm on this list that isn't technological, but mythical. It's called the Soul Armor, and it usually appears on her left arm, but the transformation can spread to the rest of her body as well. It can be unleashed either by drawing the Soul Zord or by simply using her dark sorcery, which the arm augments. It can also absorb, redirect, and deflect magical attacks while increasing her resistance to them.
Colossus.
Colossus has a mutant transformation up his sleeve that lets him turn his entire body into an alloy unique to him. Think of it like what Johnny Storm can do with fire, but with metal. It increases all his base stats by a shocking amount, making him one of the toughest X-Men, but what comes in handy is how he doesn't need to eat and breathe like normal, and he can keep the transformation on indefinitely.
Silver Surfer's body.
Silver Surfer is the most unique one here because unlike T'Challa and Stark's nanotechnology or even Magik's mythical transformation, the substance in which he is coated is not a supplement. It is his entire body. After sacrificing his humanity to become the Herald of Galactus, he got access to his Silver Surfer form. He doesn't require organs, sleep, food, or air, thanks to being remade by the Power Cosmic. He's able to channel it to release intense energy blasts, manipulate energy and molecules, heal beings, absorb energy, and he is nigh indestructible. The Surfer can fly through stars, black holes, and even cosmic storms.
Vision.
Made out of pure vibranium, Vision's body is infused with advanced synthetic tissue and energy from the Mind Stone in the MCU, although in the comics, it's just synthetic tissue. This makes him a powerhouse like no other. He can phase through walls, become dense enough to turn nearly invincible, fire solar beams, and he has advanced senses as well as an ability to self-repair to some extent.
A prisoner with metal legs.
Only briefly referred to as Lylla's leg guy or the mangled leg prisoner in the concept art for the Guardians of the Galaxy, this random prisoner in the Killin prison break was an unfortunate victim of Rocket's twisted sense of humor. He didn't need his prosthetic, but decided it would be funny if Star-Lord robbed it anyway.
Groot's Flora arms.
Groot is a bit of an outlier. He's a Flora Colossus, so he's essentially a living plant-like being. This means that as long as some part of him survives, he can extend plant matter to regenerate lost plant tissue. Dismemberment isn't fatal.
Lylla, Teefs, and Flora, the Batch 89 experiments.
A part of the same batch as Rocket, the High Evolutionary, in an attempt to create intelligent animals, performed many tech experiments on these three. Lylla was an otter given mechanical prosthetic arms, although they didn't have much combat potential. Flora received 4 metal spider legs, granting her increased mobility. Teefs received a wheeled cart replacing his lower body, and metal braces on his jaw and face, which functioned as tusks.
Sentinels.
They first showed up in X-Men 14 and were created by Bolivar Trask, then later enhanced by Larry Trask, his son. These Iron Guards, or better known as Sentinels, were capable of flight, were 20 to 30 feet tall and could fire laser blasts, electric nets, and had full riot gear, such as knockout gas or even high-tech missile launchers. The Nimrod model became self-repairing as well.
Iron Legion.
In Iron Man 3, the Iron Legion was a set of automatic Iron Man drones that were controlled by Jarvis, Tony's remote AI. They were meant to do disaster response and support civilian rescue work, and were equipped with flight and repulsors. Unfortunately, they also ended up being taken over by Ultron when he shut down Jarvis. They served as the base of his robotic army.
Hammer drones.
Created by Justin Hammer, these drones were meant to imitate Iron Man, and were divided into 4 military squads: Air, Navy, Army, and Marines. Each had different armor and offenses like missiles, miniguns, and rocket launchers, but they paled in comparison to most Stark tech as they suffered from pretty bad programming, which is why Whiplash decided to turn them into full autonomous drones instead, although they still failed at measuring up to Iron Man and War Machine. The curtains close on our list of every detachable and cybernetic prosthetic in Marvel, as well as some bonus displays of advanced limbs, mythical, mutant, and technological. If you liked what you saw, stay tuned as we delve deeper into all things Marvel.